So alongside all people that sincerely pray, live, and work for peace, that helped us to make the quantum leap of love. So what that means is moving from our mind, which has great form and great practicality, moving my hand to my mouth to feed myself, but also into the intuition, into the pure formlessness, which is more the feminine aspect of life. That's what's happening now. Is the men are really just urging the women to please come back to their center spot. Like for some thousands of years, it seems like men had to kind of take over. But you look at some of the earliest statues of gods, and it's a goddess, and she's like really just, the quintessential, just beautiful woman, voluptuous woman. All right, so the people of the world no longer needed leaders. We don't need singularities controlling so much stuff. People are self-aware. It's humans 3.0. You have innate intelligence inside you. It's inside your body right now, and that's where meditation comes in. You listen to the still, quiet voice within you, and this really helps. So even though I don't make it every day, my mind still has its our ups and downs, and that's beautiful. Definitely, as a whole, meditation is just so helpful for me. So, big thumbs up to anybody considering meditation. All right, so since the world didn't need leaders so much anymore, it really comes decentralized, and people don't really make enemy leaders as much either, because people are just more like the water level is no longer high, where you have huge amounts of haves and huge amounts of have-nots. The water level has become equilibrium, has become equanimity, has been achieved, and that means just basically, no one's really wanting to be ultra crazy, fabulously rich, because they just lived a simple life. Like they got their needs are met, and when your needs are truly met, of love, food, and shelter, you don't want to step on anyone. You're just feeling good, you're feeling love, and you realize that what goes around comes around. It's a great song. It's even a better principle of life, a tenet in which reality moves around. So nations no longer turn to war to solve their problems. Instead, they turned inside themselves, and with loving meditation, developed solutions that solve their disputes peacefully, creating win-win situations. When, like, your next door person, when you see him as another aspect of yourself, it's a lot harder to dick him over. That's a pretty accurate expression of just like exploiting someone, taking advantage of the situation, bringing yourself up because you know that lack will come sometime in the future. So if we remove lack and we remove overabundance, we come down into this normal abundance, and that normal abundance can be achieved for everyone. Okay, so after millennium upon millennium of war and strife, this little crazy poor planet has just been dealt with so much of craziness from human beings, but she also, Mother Earth, knew that her children are like little seedlings or little children, and having grown up to even an adolescent maturity of really the larger purpose we have in our existence, to be stewards of the earth, to help the earth out. This is where the psychic energy comes into it as well, like tapping into the more cosmic songs and the cosmic vibrations, and not always relying upon technology. We're using technology right now, has its place, and so also too does like psychic powers. It may sound fantastic. It may sound fantastic, but if you were to show someone like 1,000 years ago or 2,000 years ago this little computer I'm working on right now, they would totally think it's magic. And so magic and like what's real and what can be real and what is unreal is really, honestly, flexible. The future is unwritten. So, so after all these wars and petties, whose God is better? I mean, that's just been going on for way too long. The peacemakers had finally overcome fear with the strongest force in the universe: love. Through getting back to the basics of life, love, food, and shelter, they suddenly found they had a lot of time for each other. It's like if people were working to basically for their needs instead of their greeds, there's a whole lot more time available for people. Like, you don't need to compete with the Joneses. You don't need to watch TV to find out like what happened over here or what happened there. You just go down the street and you're just chilling. It's just like there's no need to read Star Magazine and find out who's doing what to who. There's no need to, so there's so much more peace and harmony has been found within each other instead of watching it on a screen of a TV. So using technology to transcend technology is a potential concept there. Okay. So the humans actually began to truly enjoy the amazing miracle of existence, because this is a miracle. Just floating through, cruising through space on Spaceship Earth. This amazing ecosystem of life. And it's better when we're together. Instead of slaving away day in and day out to acquire more meaningless stuff and to make more widgets, they had oodles of time. Oodles, not just noodles, but oodles of time for their children, parents, and spouses. So, in essence, for each other. They made a new world. For with love, my friends, all things are possible. I thank you for sharing this story with me. This conclusion is upon us. May your breath be filled with love. May your life be filled with abundance. And may all your needs be met. Om Namah Shivaya. Sincerely, myself. From one beautiful human being to another and right back.